On this week episode of Tag 'em Tip of the Week, we're going to be talking about scouting after gun season. It's my favorite time to be out in the woods scouting. I like it because everything's frozen, so you can walk pretty much anywhere, and you can just find, those spots that you can't get to maybe in the summer because of the swamps and stuff. But B, you got all the fresh sign from the past fall, so you know where the bucks were running the past year, so you have a better game plan of where you're going to set up the next year. And scout until there's too much snow. Put the boots on the ground, get your miles in, scout new pieces. And this time it doesn't really matter because you don't have, we only have a couple weeks of late season that you can actually bow hunt, and just get your boots on the ground and check out new pieces that you always wanted to check. Go to your spots that you have hunted and just walk around, find maybe a new spot. We're sneaking through this swampy marsh nastiness, and there's a major trail with some big rubs. We just found a nice bedding area here. It's just a high ground with some tamarack pine trees, and you can tell this is a buck bed. He's got a rub right here, right next to his bed, and it looks like he's probably bedded here quite a bit. He's got more beds over here, and he's got more rubs. It definitely looks like he dominates this area. Rubs right here. Looks like a good spot. So
kind of makes perfect sense. There's a really thick tamarack swamp over here, and then this is basically the transition between a different style of woods, and this buck has decided to make his home right here. So anytime you're out scouting, you really want to look for those transition zones where it goes from one style of woods to another, and the deer usually like to run along those areas. So looks like we found a pretty good spot. Just got to try to make a game plan. Maybe we'll set up a camera here and see what's living in here.
We are in the buck's bedroom, and this is what I love about scouting after the hunting season. Right now it's doe only season, but right here we have a fresh rub there. Got a bigger rub right here. Fresh bed there. And right over here, there's another fresh bed right there. And he's kind of dominating this area. And there's a really good trail. There's some cedar trees right here. And it looks like the trail goes right into it. But again, why I love going out after season is because you can find all that fresh sign that they just did this fall. So we're gonna have a good game plan of hunting this spot for next year. More rubs right there. Stuff is thick. We are in the cedar patch. Got a nice scrape, rub, big old deer trail. Runs right down through there.
Well, I found a pretty good runway, and we found this nice rub here, and you can tell it's a pretty decent buck. He's actually hitting the back tree with some of his antlers, so that means he's got some pretty tall tines. So that's a good sign. Plus, it's probably the biggest trail we've seen so far, so may be a good spot for a camera. While we're in here, just kind of looking for a tree that we might be able to set up in, and it looks like that tree right back here looks like a pretty good spot. A couple cedar trees in there. Should be able to hang a stand. Probably hunt it on a west wind or a north wind, which is ideal for this area. So now we just gotta hope there's a buck in here worth going after. So, well, we just found a bed here. It's in a prime location. Bed's right there. Big deadfall.
Another big deadfall, super thick this way. I mean, the escape route would be right through this way in between these two trees. Definitely makes sense why they're bedding in here. Looks like this could be another bed too, but we are pretty much furthest point of the public that we can access, and we have come to an awesome oak spot here. About that way, probably 50-100 yards is the start of the private. So major deer trail running from the bedding area, and I think they're feeding in here. There's a lot of white oaks, red oaks, just a lot of oak trees in general in here. So I think they're definitely feeding in here. We're gonna set up a camera. We're gonna see if we can get a inventory here of what kind of deer are in here, and hopefully we'll have a deer that we can hopefully chase next year. And the only problem with this spot is it's pretty hard to access, so mission accomplished. Like I said, it's definitely the favorite time to be out there. It's snowing right now. It's just a beautiful day. We found some awesome rut spot, and I'm excited to see what that spot brings in the future. So stay tuned for next week's episode. Until then, scout 'em, hunt 'em, tag 'em.